Hello, guys. This is Pinky with Pink Global for educational purposes only. Now, I need everybody to go ahead and hit that like button before I get started and then follow up with subscribing to the channel. Let me go ahead and say thank you all for doing that. Now, let's get on with the matter at hand. We're going to be talking about the San Francisco. Is there a crisis going on with the drugs and homelessness destroying the city? We're going to see, okay? And I'll let you all be the judge and jury of that. But city official says yes, that they're trying to get things under control, but we'll see. All right. So let's go ahead and get on with the matter at hand. I'm going to go ahead and give you the video to that. And this is in credit to and by CBN News. It says there's a California style crisis. People are just free to destroy their lives out in the open. I don't know about that, but we're getting ready to see. All right, guys. So let me go ahead and just get the video to the beginning, and here we go.
The city by the bay has become a city in crisis. San Francisco is overrun with drugs, crimes, homelessness, and billions are being spent to find a solution. And nothing works so far.
Well, a group called City Team is taking a different approach. They're working to save San Francisco one life at a time. CBN's Brody Carter reports.
From here, San Francisco is a postcard city, but nonprofits and former city leaders tell me they're fighting multiple crises, including homelessness and fentanyl. In fact, a recent report shows that California accounts for 1/3 of all homeless people in the United States.
If people just are free to destroy their lives out in the open.
Methadone, crack, meth, I see it 7 days a week.
Scenes of addiction, crime, and homelessness have overtaken much of San Francisco. At one time, a city considered an American destination.
We're under the interstate, where people's prized possessions litter the streets. Some people have lived here for more than 10 years. Before coming on this trip, many people are asking me, is it really that bad? I guess it depends on where you look.
Get water from the fire hydrant, you know what I mean?
Water from the fire hydrant?
Yeah, there's no other place to get water.
Kristen from New York tells CBN she's been homeless more than a decade. She lives in this tent with her dog in a vacant parking lot.
Feel safe here at night?
Sometimes.
Sometimes? But most of the time you don't?
No, most of the time I do, and sometimes I don't.
Despite a judge's order protecting encampments, a number of the Bay Area's tent cities have been torn down to reduce crime and clear streets. Now those people live in sidewalk dwellings or business and residential doorways.
Do you know this guy?
No.
Excuse me?
Joseph Lala, a 20-year native, dodges the homeless outside his apartment, where they sleep, drink, and use drugs.
They moved in 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Did you ever request maybe that they don't live outside of your home?
Well, I don't get to see the landlord too often. He's really busy. He's in and out of here like that and everything. But now that you mention it, I'll probably look into that, see.
Over the last few years, at least 17 retailers have left the city's Union Square due to growing crime, including Nordstrom, Office Depot, and Old Navy.
A lot of businesses being closed, like Safeway, Whole Foods has been closing because they have more thieves than customers.
Muhammad, a longtime bodega shop owner, is also thinking about leaving for his own safety.
Yesterday, I was driving home right up Washington Street, and a young man tried to take my car.
Civil rights attorney Angela Alioto is a former president of San Francisco's Board of Supervisors. In 2004, then Mayor Gavin Newsom appointed Alioto to create a 10-year plan to abolish chronic homelessness.
You must admit we made bad decisions. We made bad policy. Undo it. Have the guts to stand up and undo it.
Since then, Alioto has supported several initiatives, including the city's sanctuary law and needle exchange program. Today, she believes they're outdated and plagued by corruption.
This is a $14 billion budget. When I ran for mayor in 2018, it was $5 billion. Okay, $2 billion is going to homelessness and homelessness-related issues. How is that not corrupt? How is 60% of that money not going in someone's pockets?
San Francisco's homeless population has jumped 6% since 2017. Last year alone, the city gave $1.4 billion to nonprofits working to solve the problem. Angela sees that money only making matters worse.
We have way too many nonprofits. I'm pretty controversial. I'll go as far as to say that some of them are not trying to help. Some of them have perpetuated a homeless industry that is killing us.
Rampant crime is another public health and safety issue. Some blame policies like Proposition 47, which considers theft under $1,000 a misdemeanor and made cars a prime target throughout the city.
Prop 47 needs to absolutely be undone. It is ridiculous. It gives license to people to steal.
All right, copy.
The police department also faces a catastrophic staffing shortage. The city supervisor proposing recruitment bonuses ahead of some 300 officers scheduled to retire.
We can stand by and we can preach and we can pray, and that's great for the congregation. But what's great for the world is putting that into service.
As the region suffers, City Team, one of thousands of nonprofits in the metro area, is stepping up.
What's going on, boss man?
They interact each day with the tragic nature of homelessness.
I had somebody overdose in my breakfast line for taking one hit off the pipe of fentanyl. Fortunately, we keep Narcan on hand, and we were able to resuscitate him.
In San Francisco and across the Bay in Oakland, City Team keeps hope alive as volunteers and staff serve thousands of meals each week while offering long-term housing and rehabilitation to those ready to make a change. Gabriel Flores used to live on the streets until City Team helped give him a second chance.
I never thought I would be drug-free, not drinking. I never thought that my life would lead here.
Today, he manages programs at City Team Oakland, thanks to the organization's practice of helping those who graduate from their program.
For me, I was homeless 20 years. So I had a lot of bad habits to overcome. But one of my most sacred ideals is to remember that everybody is a child of God and they deserve love and respect.
The City Team Kitchen puts that ideal into action by providing a hot meal to anyone in need, no matter their situation or addiction.
I am homeless. Me and my daughter have been sleeping in my car.
What we do is the best solution, but that only works for the people who want it and are willing to go through the process.
Welcome to the most beautiful city in the world.
San Francisco recently launched a $6 million campaign to attract tourists and showcase the city in a bright light. But if money can't fix the city's problems and nonprofits can only go so far, questions remain on how to solve these issues and save San Francisco.
A year from now, we could be sitting in a totally different, gorgeous city if people would do the right thing.
Reporting in the Bay Area, California, Brody Carter, CBN News.
Unfortunately, I don't know if we'll have the political will to do the right thing. There seems to be so much momentum to say, well, let's not enforce the laws. Let's allow drugs, hard drugs, into our city environments. Let's not clean up the streets. Let's not enforce anything. And with that, you get this kind of problem. Let's go back in history. It's about 180 years ago where the British Empire was importing opium into China. There were a series of opium wars that were waged because the Chinese authorities said, stop selling that poison in our culture. Stop this. You're creating addicts. You're destroying families. You're destroying whole cities. The Chinese now call that whole century the lost century. And it was because they battled drug addiction again and again and again. That's why their penalties became so strong, where if you're caught with this kind of thing, you're executed. The whole world has condemned Singapore for their strong anti-drug laws, but you just have to go back just the last century, and Singapore was a pit because of lax enforcement, because drug addiction was everywhere. When you see this, realize, let's learn the lesson of history. When you relax so far that you allow open drug use, you allow open drug addiction, you allow people literally to throw their lives away, and you do it in some kind of name of tolerance, no, it doesn't work. These drugs literally take people over, and they are no longer themselves. They are compelled to continue using them. They should be illegal. They should be hard to get. We should be enforcing our laws.